Hello everyone, welcome back to Guru's classes. Today we'll be doing is managing soil and land. Okay, now the topic itself is based upon soil because land means soil. Okay, and soil is an integral part of human beings, or in fact we can say about is development or life. Okay, so like water or like air, soil is not taken into consideration or is given respect to that extent. But when we talk about soil, if you know. Good quality soil is not there or will not be there, agriculture will not be there, plants will not be there. Okay, water retention will not be there. Okay, or there could not be vegetation, there will be no trees or there will be no forest. Fine. So soil is very important, and then the type of the soil also matters. Nowadays that is why we all are doing is a long time back people used to do agriculture, they used to plant crops and all, but now all farming is done, agriculture is done scientifically. That this means you know uh, tasting the soil. Okay, and then knowing the the components. Okay, the minerals present in it, the amount of water present in it. Okay, the type of the soil. Okay, and according to that only the amount of humus present in it. Okay, what type of soil is it? Is it a black soil? Okay, clay soil. Okay, or a sandy soil, loamy soil. So according to that only, when farmers, when they do agriculture, then they will have is a good yield. Okay, so soil and its quality and knowing the knowledge, having the knowledge of the soil is very very important. But here we have is a topic called conserving soil. Conservation of soil is very important. Okay, what we do is we simply put suppose we have the seed, we simply put the seed in the soil and we expect the seed to grow into a plant and give us yield. But that is not possible unless we also nurture the soil, we also take care of the soil, we also conserve the soil. Okay, because soil erosion we have is here. Soil erosion is very often, especially soil erosion takes place because of wind, water. Okay, and other human activities also. Now what happens is that huge amount, for example, uh, when we talk about is wind, when we talk about is rain, 1 millimeter, or 1 millimeter of the topsoil is eroded. Suppose if we say when it rains heavily, 1 millimeter of topsoil is eroded, we just simply say, oh, no problem then. Okay, but if we see the same thing in large amount, for example, in 2.5 acres. Okay, in 2.5 acres, near about 1.5 tons of topsoil is eroded, then that's huge. Yes or no? Now topsoil is very important because topsoil retains humus, topsoil helps in agriculture. So that is why it's very important to conserve soil. And not only that, even the engineers and the architects also, you know they test the soil, and according to the soil, the structure is built or is constructed, and they come to know whether the soil is hard, whether the soil can bear the weight of the building or not. Okay, so conserving soil is very very important from a farming point of view, from agriculture point of view, and from all other point of view, even from economic point of view also. Okay, now but what we have seen over the period of time is we not taking proper care of the soil is being eroded, the soil is being eroded. Okay, so what happens is over the period of time when it rains because of wind, improper agricultural practices also. Okay, the topsoil is being eroded, or is because of the heavy rainfall, the topsoil is carried away, or the wind carries out. Why? Because over a period of time when we keep on doing agriculture in a piece of land, and then after after certain years what happens is that that land stops, that land does not become fertile. Okay, becomes sterile. No more agriculture is done on that place, so that place is naturally abandoned. So when that place is abandoned, now it becomes dry, it is not plowed, it is not irrigated. As a result, now the topsoil again gets carried away by the wind or by rain, by water, by rivers. Okay, so there are other methods, there are other techniques, even there are other farming techniques also with which we can help in conserving the soil and prevent erosion of soils. Okay, erosion of soil. We have is mixed farming, we have is intercropping, we have is terrace farming, we can have, okay, we can make bunds, we can make gullies. So all these things we'll be discussing here in this topic, so that how can we prevent soil erosion, because if the topsoil or if the soil gets eroded, then definitely it's going to hamper agriculture, it's going to affect productivity, it's going to affect the economy of a country, and it's going to affect the livelihood of of a place. Okay, so here one method of controlling soil erosion is terracing. Suppose this is a piece of you all know very well. Now this is a hilltop, okay, and this is the hill, and when it rains here, okay, so because of the rain, what will happen is that, okay, water will carry away all the topsoil from the hill. Okay, now to prevent the easy flow of the topsoil, okay, from this place, what is done is, okay, terracing is done. And what is terracing? Okay, here, yeah, you must have seen such thing, okay, especially in the hilly areas. Hmm. This take place whereby all you all must have seen like this also. Yeah. Okay, so this way along the terrace, okay. Uh, where is my marker? Okay, yeah, it's done. And then what we can do is we can grow crops here. Okay, so this is called terracing. Okay, another is contour plowing. So here in along this contour, what we can do is we can plow the soil also. So when we do plowing means, okay, you know that. Okay, so when we do plowing, okay, then what happens is that, so normally in the hill areas, the bulls are used to plow the field. Yes or no? Okay, so plowing is done. So plowing also prevents the easy flow of the soil away from the terrace. Fine. So we have is terracing and contour plowing. Now another word we have is dry farming. Now see, dry farming means, this is a hilly area, and you know very well, here we have is trees. Okay, no problem. Here we have is trees. Okay. But the thing is, we have is dry area also. In our country, dry areas are also there where the rainfall is very less. Where the rainfall is very, very less, maybe less than 75 centimeter. Okay, annually, if the rainfall is less than 75 centimeter, then normally, for example, desert area, arid region area. Okay, now what happens is that the soil becomes dry at that place. Okay, in those places, the soil becomes totally dry, and there is very less, vegetation. Okay, so this is very dry place. Fine. So there is very less vegetation because the soil is dry, and then the annual rainfall is also very less. But we cannot leave the place like that. We can make the use of that place also. How? By knowing the type of the soil present there, and then when we know that it's a dry place, it's an arid place whereby the rainfall is less, then according to that area, according to the climate present there, we can grow crops, okay, which favors these, like jawahar, bajra, okay, or we can even go for corn, maize. Okay, so that means this is called dry farming, which is done not only in irrigated places, okay, or high water areas, but it is done in those places where the place is very dry, or the rainfall is very scanty. There also farming is done, okay, which also prevents soil erosion. Otherwise, if farming is not done here, then the soil gets carried away, and then, as we know very well, that deserts of various places are increasing its are increasing its boundaries every day. Why? Because uh, the people have stopped farming, people have stopped planting trees, and the rainfall is also influenced. Okay, so that is why, because of less rainfall also, and then the soil losing its the productivity, the quality. So that is why farming is done even in dry areas. Next is we have is tree planting. Yes, definitely. If we keep on planting trees, okay, tree planting. Tree planting also acts as shelter belts. Okay, I think somewhere we have the wind breaks. Okay, now when the wind flows or when the wind blows, okay, they also act as shelter belts or wind breaks also. Now burns are made. Burns means in Nepali we call it as ali. Okay, now burns, what they do is they are made up of stones and rebels. Okay, and yeah, or suppose here only. Okay, with the help of stones and pebbles and mud also. Okay, they are called bunds. And gullies are also there. Gullies means okay a small canal through which, suppose this is another field. Okay, and this is another one. Okay, and then through or between them the water flows through a small canal. So these gullies, they allow the water to flow through them. When allowing the water to flow through them, okay, the water does not flow through the field, and as a result, this can be used for irrigation also and prevents soil erosion. Okay, fine. And wind breaks, I already told you. Okay, wind breaks. Suppose we have here is big field, agricultural field, and this is also one. Okay, now when the wind blows in a big piece of land, when the wind blows, then it can carry the topsoil. So to prevent the flow, what we have is here. It acts as a barrier. Okay, so the flow of the wind is stopped here. Fine. Hmm. Yeah, got it. So likewise, it can be present here also. So they are known as wind breaks. And another is use of organic fertilizers. Yes, definitely. Okay. What we do is use of organic fertilizers means you can use this cow dung also can be used. Okay. And then another is suppose in this piece of land, suppose you know a crop is grown, crop A is grown, and then afterwards it is harvested. After harvesting, 30% of the harvest or the crops are left there only. Or what you can do is the leftovers of the crops, whatever is left, can be left there on the field only. On the field only. Then what happens is over the period of time, what happens? They start decaying. Okay, and they turn into humus. Fine, which is what? Organic. Okay, and then when you plow the field, okay, then what happens is that the same part of the plant becomes a part of the soil, and then it increases the organic content and acts as an organic fertilizer. Even apart from that, what can also be done is mixed cropping also can be done, or crop rotation also could be one of the process. Planting leguminous plant also is there. Okay, so when you crop rotation means, suppose you keep on rotating here, here, here. If you plant, okay, you leave this barren, and again you plant here, and again you leave this barren. Next year you plant here, here, here. You leave this barren. Okay, so giving a rest, that is crop. A crop rotation also can be done. Or what you can also do is crop rotation means what you can also do is, suppose this year you planted here A, then next time you plant here B. A you take it here. Okay, then suppose C is here, D is here. Fine. So this way you can rotate the crops, or you can have is intercropping also. You can have is mixed cropping also. So all these things increases. Mixed cropping means, suppose you can plant A and plant B together. Okay, A and B together like this, like this. This is mixed cropping. Okay, intercropping means A and B, suppose in rows. Okay, like this. Fine. So, but if while doing intercropping or mixed cropping, you know, uh, choosing the right type of crops is very important, so that it does not hinder each other's growth. Okay, or the productivity. Fine. So, dear students, kindly go through it. Managing soil and land. The conservation of soil is very important. In which the erosion of the soil is very important. Okay, the soil erosion has to be controlled, and these are the various methods by which soil erosion can be controlled. Okay. So apart from that also, other methods are also there whereby soil erosion can be controlled. Okay, dear students, kindly go through it. Okay, so thank you very much.